What did the year 2023 look like? How many young people left the country in 2023? The number is alarming. Do you know the current status of Nepali population given the number of young people leaving this country? Nepal's population dynamic is rapidly changing given so many young Nepali people are leaving every single day. Do you know which industry in Nepal did business worth $550 million or 42 billion rupees? What do you think of when you think of a 60-year-old woman? Your grandmother probably. Can you imagine your grandmother being the most powerful woman in the world in 2023? Namaste. Welcome to Hivelair Presents Your Success Mentor with yours truly, Pranayna Casey. Your Success Mentor brings you all the news from around the world that will help you keep up to date with your career and professional success. The most significant news of 2023 is something that affects you, me, and every single household in Nepal. It is none other than brain drain. Every day, 2,000 young Nepali people leave this country every day with hopes and aspirations on their shoulders, and they fly out of this country, probably never to come back. In the year 2023, 121,000 people applied for the no objection letter.
थपिएको थपियै छ
ब्याचलर चाहिँ यतै पढ्ने हैन अनि त्यसपछि चाहिँ विदेश नै जाने
जब अपर्च्युनिटिज छैन
युवाहरु सबै बेरोजगार छन् हामीहरुले अब तिनीहरुबाट के लिनुपर्ने हुन्छ
नेपालमा त्यस्तो खासै कमाइ पनि छैन त्यो सबै कमहरु छैन
नेपालमा स्कोपै छैन जस्तो लाग्न थाल्यो विदेशै जानुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्यो.
On top of that, 740,000 people applied for work permits. That is an increase of 150% compared to the year 2022. At this rate, you are looking at empty universities. Who are going to be your employees? Who are going to be the entrepreneurs of this country? And who is going to lead this country forward? With an expanding rate of 150%, you can only imagine the rate that is going to be in 2024. Brain drain le tapai ra malai kasari affect gariracha. Let us look at education sector, which is an essential sector for any economy in any country. Nepalma तपाईहरुले सीटको कोटा हेर्नु भयो भने 30% seats are vacant across all universities, not just in Kathmandu. तर काठमाडौँमा यो स्टेट छ भने what is happening in other states of Nepal? I am someone who came back to Nepal, so मैले यसो हेर्दाखेरि engineering colleges खाली, management colleges खाली, top universities in Nepal are empty and have so many vacant seats. If you look at scholarship seats, they are also empty. Education sector is what makes a country developed or gives someone like you and me hope that we can hope for a better future. मलाई त यो कुरा सुनेर सारै चित्त दुख्यो. तपाईलाई के लाग्छ? With brain drain, we saw the impact on education sector. But what about agriculture and farming, which is another essential sector for a country like ours? Last year, where we had imports of 171 billion rupees, you will be shocked at the growth rate. Now our country is dependent with 341 billion rupees worth of imports just on agriculture and farming products. With all these young Nepali people leaving this country every single day, who is on the ground actually farming and who wants to become a farmer in Nepal? Where the political leadership and the government talk about self-sufficiency, what are they doing about it? Because we do not see it in practice. So what can you predict in the year 2024? In 2023 alone, we've seen a 200 billion rupees increase in our import needs. With people leaving this country every single day, what can you expect in the year 2024? Our politicians so lavishly talk about love for the country, patriotism, nationalism.
राष्ट्रिय भावना, देशभक्तिको भावना, मैले नेपाल बनाउनु छ भन्ने भावना मर्दै गयो. हाम्रो कहीं न कहीं हामीले
फ्री भिजा र फ्री टिकटको लोभ देखाएर नेताहरूले जनताहरूको माइन्ड वाश गर्छन्.
फ्री भिजा, फ्री टिकट, फ्री के मतलब बिना ढुआ के.
फ्री में भिसा मिली, फ्री में टिकटो मिल जाए.
तर हाम्रा देशका नेताहरू जो कुर्सीमा हुन्छन्, जुन सत्तामा हुन्छन्, उनीहरूले यिनीहरूको नाममा राजनीति गर्ने बाहेक केही गर्दैनन्. हेर्नुस्, हाम्रा देशका ठेकेदारहरू, युवाहरू रोजगार नपाएर गइरहेका छन्. पटक पटक सरकार परिवर्तन हुन्छ, पटक पटक सत्ता परिवर्तन हुन्छ, मन्त्री फेरिन्छ, तर देशको अवस्था जिउका थियौ.
However, would you risk your life with your dream to go to America, take these crazy routes. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, have you seen the recent movie Donkey by Shah Rukh Khan? Even a big Bollywood star is talking about something that is so important, where brothers and sisters of our country are risking their lives with the hope of having a better life in countries like America and Australia, and taking donkey routes by risking their life and leaving this country. Do you think it's lack of nationalism that is making them risk their lives? If you think this is an unusual story and you think this is just a Bollywood movie, if you research deep enough, you will find someone like Ram. Ram is someone who's put his house, his farm, all in debt just to take loans worth 40 lakhs to 1 crore, risking his life to make his way to America through donkey route. And most of them never make it, because that route means that you might never make it to that country or make it back home. Do you think it's lack of nationalism that is making our brothers and sisters risk their lives? I think not. Do you think people like Ram are leaving this country because of lack of love for this country?
यसको निम्ति उहाँहरूले जुन रिस्क लिँदै हुनुहुन्छ त्यो कत्रो ठुलो रिस्क हो भनेर कतिचोटि उहाँहरूलाई नि थाहा हुँदैन र कतिजनाको निम्ति त यो उहाँहरूको जिन्दगीकै
love for this country. Do you think people would risk their lives and take life-threatening journey to countries like US through donkey routes if we were providing enough opportunities? Why would people risk their lives if Nepal was providing enough? If we are to understand why are so many people so excited to leave this country, the hope of a lavish, luxurious, simple life and an easy life is what attracts us. But do you and I really know the realities of people living abroad? Let's take student life, for example. Do you know that out of the death toll, 12% of death is attributed to suicide? Why is that happening? The growing epidemic of 2023 is loneliness. Imagine student life where you leave Nepal with debt for your family, and you go there and you expect this lavish life, but you have to work hard. You have to work at places like KFC, McDonald's, you have to clean offices, and you are not prepared for that life. On top of that, no matter how sick you are, you have no social support, you have no family. So we have so many stories like Pranayna's who are losing their lives to suicide because there is no social support and there is loneliness. So to people who are aspiring to big dreams of living abroad, I urge you and I request you, take it from someone who's lived abroad. Please do your research and please do not succumb to taking your life. You are not alone. Now let's take a look at the current status of Nepal, about Nepali people living here. So if you take a look at something as simple as inflation rate, we stand at 7.7%. Now, if you don't even understand inflation, think about this. Milk, fruits, veggies, everything that you can think of, the prices have gone up. But what about salaries? The salaries have not increased at the same rate as inflation has. So prices are going up, whereas people are not making that much money. Now, you might think it's up to businesses and private sector in a lot of economies that will help people make better income. However, think about something as simple as the ban that happened, the import ban in 2022. How many businesses suffered? How many entrepreneurs in Nepal are struggling to make ends meet or to even break even? Do we have the right policies in place to support entrepreneurs, startups, business environments, strengthen the private sector if we're placing bans like we did in 2022? So how are businesses supposed to increase your salary, and how are you supposed to make enough to match the inflation rates? That is the question. On one hand, we looked at local businesses and startups. On the other hand, let's look at foreign direct investment. A lot of developing economies depend on foreign direct investment to give a boost to their economy. Last year, we saw an investment of 18.5 billion rupees of FDI. And this year, we have seen a steep decline in capital flow, which has dropped down to 5.9 billion rupees. This is not a good sign. Now let's look at Tiger Palace Resort as an example, which was an Australian-owned company. The foreign investors actually left out of frustration because of lack of policies of this country. And though you might look at this as disappointing, we have an opportunity to create policies to attract more foreign direct investment. Now we've talked about all the bad news, so let's talk about all the great things that happened in the year 2023. Let's talk about some good news. So do you know which industry made $515 million worth of transactions in Nepal? It is the IT sector. This digitalization of the world so much is affecting Nepal as well. Nepal can become the next big IT hub of the world. Let's look at two main sectors of this country. One, e-commerce itself grew by 40% per annum. It is valued at $30 million as of 2023. And on the other side, you look at IT sector, which has grown, and this year alone, $515 million. Now that is not a joke. So if you're feeling disappointed while staying in this country, remember, even World Bank has stated that Nepal is looking at a huge growth in the digital startup sector. So there's a huge opportunity of remote work and businesses to make a lot of money there. So if you're feeling disappointed, let me tell you not to, because we have two booming industries and Nepal is looking at digitalization, and 2023 was a great year for us. Now let's look at a sector that actually helped us not just achieve our goals, but surpass our government goals. And this is a great news, and 2023 was great for us in this matter. We are looking at surpassing our tourism goals for this year. We crossed 10 lakh visitors, which is a great sign for hospitality industry, for hotels. So if you're looking at any of these industries, we are only going up from here. So 2023 was a great year for our tourism industry, and 2024 looks even brighter. When we talk about globalization and digitalization of the world, let's talk about how Nepal is becoming digital. Nepal has seen internet penetration of 126%. You and I as consumers, I am sure you felt the difference of QR payments available across the country in places that you wouldn't even expect.
पानी र बत्तीको पैसा तिर्न नि लाइन बस्छ कोही घर बसी मोबाइलबाटै तिर्न सकिन्छ नि
खाएको पैसा मोबाइलबाटै तिर्नुस् न
हरेक कारोबारको सुरक्षित भुक्तानीको लागि विद्युतीय माध्यमको प्रयोग गरौँ नेपाल राष्ट्र बैंक
If you think about the growth of fintech companies like Khalti, F1 Soft, these are just great signs of Nepal becoming digital. On top of that, think of gig economy, with companies like Pathao and InDrive coming in, and so many more that you and I don't even know of. Gig work is taking over. So gig economy has definitely entered Nepal, and there is a huge opportunity. 2023 has seen huge growth, and we can only expect better things in 2024. Now let's look at the impact of brain drain on our population. The dependency ratio of Nepal has gone up, and it is at 53.9%. What does dependency ratio mean? That means people under the age of 15 and people are over the age of 59, that size of population is growing. So we have more children and more older people. But let me give you some good news when it comes to that. So we were looking at Forbes' top 12 women of the world, the most powerful women of the world, and the top 4 are all over the age of 60. When we think of old people in Nepal, anyone who's over the age of 40, 50, we start saying Budeskal Lagyo. But if you look at the world, the top 4 women of the world, the most powerful, are all above the age of 60. So what I'm trying to say is we still have hope. The most powerful woman in the world, Ursula von der Leyen, is the president of the European Commission. She's the first woman president, and she's 64 years old. So that is what I meant by imagine your grandmother being the most powerful woman in the world. So while we are looking at the dependency ratio going up, let's not say Budeskal Lagyo at a very early age. 60 is the new 30, And if you are not convinced, just look at the Forbes Most Powerful Women list, and I'm sure you are going to feel inspired. As you are stepping into 2024, let us leave you with what you should be hopeful for and what you should be training yourself in. So we looked at the top 12 skills of 2024 by Forbes. And while we saw coding as number 1, digital marketing, data analytics, out of 12, 7 are all soft skills. Communication, critical thinking, analytical thinking, emotional intelligence, they are all listed as top skills. The reason we are telling you this is we did talk about brain drain, and it is disheartening with so many young people leaving Nepal. But skills are important for you no matter where you are. So as we talked about these booming industries, IT, e-commerce, digitalization of Nepal, what we want to tell you is upskill yourself, reskill yourself, and be prepared for 2024. Keep learning, and remember, if you're not convinced, we put the reference down below for you to look at the top skills so you can be prepared for 2024 and you can excel your career, not just in Nepal, but around the world. Thank you so much for staying with us and for the first episode of Your Success Mentor. We only have a lot more great things in store for you. Next week, we are going to talk to you about the job market and how you can be better prepared for the year that is 2024. We hope you enjoyed this as much as we did putting this together and taking a look back at the year that was 2023. With new hopes, new dreams and aspirations, we look forward to this new year. Please keep striving to be the best version of yourself, and remember, you got this. Thank you.